Picture this. It's 2:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, and you're staring at your computer screen feeling like someone drained your battery overnight. Your eyelids feel heavy, your thoughts are sluggish, and that third cup of coffee isn't doing what it promised. Now imagine if someone told you that in exactly 3 minutes, you could flip a biological switch and flood your system with natural energy. No caffeine, no supplements, no equipment required. You'd probably think they were selling something. But what if the person telling you this was a Harvard neuroscientist, backed by decades of research and measurable physiological data? In 2018, Dr. Alyssa Epel from the University of California, San Francisco, made a startling discovery while studying stress responses in Navy SEALs. During routine testing, she noticed that certain breathing patterns didn't just calm the soldiers. They seemed to energize them in ways that contradicted everything she thought she knew about respiratory physiology. Heart rates didn't just normalize, they optimized. Cognitive performance didn't just stabilize, it peaked. Most remarkably, these changes happened within minutes, not hours or days. What Dr. Epel stumbled upon wasn't new. Indigenous cultures and ancient practitioners had been using controlled breathing for centuries. But for the first time, modern science had the tools to measure exactly what was happening inside the human body when someone consciously altered their breathing pattern. The results would challenge fundamental assumptions about energy, consciousness, and human potential. The technique that caught Dr. Epel's attention was deceptively simple. Participants would take 30 rapid, deep breaths, flooding their system with oxygen while simultaneously creating a controlled state of physiological stress. Then came the crucial part, a breath hold of 60 to 90 seconds, creating what researchers call controlled hypoxia, a temporary oxygen deficit that triggers a cascade of biological responses. Finally, a recovery phase of slow, controlled breathing that allows the body to recalibrate. But here's where the story gets interesting. When Dr. Epel's team measured what was happening during this 3-minute process, they discovered something that shouldn't have been possible according to conventional physiology textbooks. The rapid breathing phase wasn't just increasing oxygen levels, it was alkalizing the blood, shifting pH in ways that enhanced cellular energy production. The breath hold wasn't creating dangerous oxygen deprivation. It was triggering the release of noradrenaline and dopamine, the same neurochemicals associated with peak performance states. Most remarkably, the recovery phase was showing sustained increases in mitochondrial activity, the cellular powerhouses responsible for energy production, that lasted for hours after the technique was completed. Dr. James Nestor, author of Breath and researcher at Stanford's Sleep Lab, explains it this way. We've been thinking about breathing as this passive, automatic function. But controlled breathing is actually one of the most powerful tools for manipulating our physiology that we have immediate access to. His research, published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine, demonstrated that participants using controlled breathing techniques showed measurable improvements in energy levels within 3 minutes, with some effects lasting up to 6 hours. The mechanism behind this energy superpower involves what scientists call the autonomic nervous system. Specifically, the delicate balance between our sympathetic nervous system, which controls our fight-or-flight response, and our parasympathetic nervous system, which manages rest and recovery. Traditional thinking suggested these systems worked in opposition, but controlled breathing research revealed something far more sophisticated. During the rapid breathing phase, participants deliberately activate their sympathetic nervous system, flooding their body with energizing chemicals while simultaneously training their parasympathetic system to maintain calm control. It's like learning to press the accelerator and brake at the same time, a skill that creates a unique physiological state researchers are calling calm energy or relaxed alertness. But the most fascinating discovery came from studying what happens at the cellular level. Dr. Eva Detko, a mitochondrial researcher at Cambridge University, found that controlled breathing techniques could increase ADP production, the fundamental energy currency of human cells, by up to 40% within minutes. We're essentially teaching cells to become more efficient energy factories, Dr. Detko explains. The controlled stress of breath holds followed by recovery creates a training effect at the mitochondrial level. This discovery led researchers to investigate whether controlled breathing could replicate the benefits of high-intensity exercise without the physical exertion. The results were extraordinary. Participants showed similar neurochemical profiles to those seen in elite athletes during peak performance, with one crucial difference. They achieved these states while sitting quietly, controlling nothing but their breathing pattern. The implications become even more intriguing when we examine the work of Wim Hof, the Dutch extreme athlete known as the Iceman. For years, Hof claimed his breathing technique could allow people to consciously control their immune system and autonomic responses. Claims that seemed impossible until researchers at Radboud University decided to test them scientifically. In controlled laboratory conditions, participants trained in Hof's breathing method were injected with bacterial endotoxins that should have triggered immediate flu-like symptoms. Instead, those who used the breathing technique showed suppressed inflammatory responses and reported feeling energized rather than ill. The study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, was the first to demonstrate that humans could consciously influence their autonomic nervous system through breathing alone. Dr. Matthias Cox, who led the research, described the findings as a paradigm shift in our understanding of human physiology. The study revealed that controlled breathing doesn't just affect energy levels. It appears to upgrade the entire operating system of human biological function. Recent research from MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory has taken these discoveries even further. Using advanced monitoring technology, researchers tracked the real-time physiological changes occurring during controlled breathing sessions. They discovered that the technique creates measurable improvements in cognitive function, reaction time, and decision-making ability that peak around minute 2 and maintain elevated levels for several hours. Dr. Rosalind Picard, who heads MIT's Effective Computing Group, noted something particularly intriguing. The cognitive enhancement we're seeing isn't just about feeling more awake. Participants show improved pattern recognition, faster information processing, and enhanced creative problem-solving. It's as if controlled breathing temporarily upgrades human cognitive hardware. But perhaps the most remarkable finding came from longitudinal studies tracking individuals who practiced controlled breathing techniques regularly. After 8 weeks of daily 3-minute sessions, participants showed permanent changes in their baseline energy levels, stress resilience, and even genetic expression related to cellular energy production. Dr. Sarah Lazar's neuroimaging studies at Massachusetts General Hospital revealed that regular controlled breathing practice actually changes brain structure. Areas associated with attention, sensory processing, and interoception, the ability to sense internal bodily signals, showed increased gray matter density. We're seeing neuroplasticity in action, Dr. Lazar explains. The brain is literally rewiring itself to become more efficient at managing energy and attention. These structural changes help explain why the technique becomes more effective over time. Initially, most people can achieve noticeable energy increases within 3 minutes. But experienced practitioners report being able to shift their energy state in under 60 seconds, suggesting that conscious breath control becomes an increasingly powerful tool as the nervous system learns to respond more efficiently. The research has attracted attention from unexpected quarters. Google's mindfulness program now includes controlled breathing training for employees reporting afternoon energy crashes. The U.S. military is investigating whether breathing techniques could replace stimulants for maintaining alertness during extended operations. Even NASA has begun studying whether controlled breathing could help astronauts manage the physiological stresses of space travel. Yet despite mounting scientific evidence, many researchers acknowledge they're still uncovering the full scope of what controlled breathing can achieve. Dr. Andrew Huberman, Stanford neuroscientist and host of the Huberman Lab podcast, suggests we may be witnessing the emergence of a new field of human optimization based on conscious control of involuntary biological processes. Recent studies hint at even more extraordinary possibilities. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin found that advanced practitioners could use breathing techniques to influence their heart rate variability with the precision of a cardiac pacemaker. Studies from the Netherlands suggest that controlled breathing might affect genetic expression related to inflammation, aging, and cellular repair. Dr. Patrick McEwen, author of The Oxygen Advantage, believes we're only beginning to understand the implications. What we're discovering is that conscious breathing isn't just a relaxation technique or energy booster. It may be a fundamental technology for human enhancement that we're only now learning to use scientifically. As we stand at the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience, one thing becomes clear. The simple act of controlling our breath may represent one of the most powerful and accessible tools for human optimization ever discovered. In a world obsessed with complex solutions and technological fixes, the answer to immediate energy and enhanced performance might be as close as our next conscious breath. The question isn't whether this technique works. Thousands of research participants and centuries of practitioners have already answered that. The question is whether we're ready to embrace the profound implications of discovering that extraordinary human capabilities have been hiding in plain sight, waiting in the rhythm of our breathing, accessible to anyone willing to spend 3 minutes exploring the remarkable potential that lies within their own respiratory system. The future of human energy enhancement isn't in a pill, a device, or a supplement. It's in the conscious mastery of the one biological function we perform over 20,000 times per day, mostly without a second thought. And that future is available to anyone, starting with their very next breath.